What's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over different ways to market for your clothing brand. So, right here, I have a doc, six different ways to market for your brand. So, what we have here is influencer marketing, paid ads, pop up shops, organic content, email and SMS, and community building. So, in the beginning stages, the main ones that you're going to want to focus on is influencer marketing. Paid ads is this kind of just matters if you have money or not. So this can be in the beginning stages, but so influencer marketing, paid ads, organic content, and email and SMS marketing. So we'll start with influencer marketing first. So what influencer marketing is using creators or influencers to promote your brand to their audience. What that does is it helps build trust, social proof, and exposure quickly. So, for example, how you would do this is, let's say you place your bulk order and you get about 50 pieces. Within those 50 pieces, you want to send out 10 to influencers. And those influencers, they can't just be, friends or whatever that have like 500 followers, 600 followers. They have to be people, I mean, unless your friend, is pretty good at dressing and has a lot of followers, but they usually have to be people that have been in the game for a while, have marketed for other brands, can dress, and also match your niche. Now, what matching your niche is what your brand is. Like, say for example, if you have a brand where you do like rappers and stuff. People have the rappers on the shirts and stuff. You want to find a person that kind of does the same thing. Like he dresses the same way that your brand is, if that makes sense. So, for example, for me, when I send out my stuff to influencers, I want to make sure they're kind of like in the dark gothic like type of stuff. Like that's kind of what my brand is, kind of like on the darker side of it's like streetwear style. So when I'm sending them out, I want to make sure that when I'm sending it out to people that match my brand. So, for example, like I said before, if you have 50 pieces of clothes, send 10 out to influencers, and the influencers that you send it to, make sure they have a following, match your niche, and they can dress as well. So what you want to do is also make sure that the influence that you get, they've done it for people in the past before. Because a lot of influencers, they say they do marketing, but they end up scamming you, ghosting you, whatever. So make sure that when you send out to influencers, you see proof. Okay, they work with this brand, that brand, this brand, this brand, and also make sure you're looking at their followers and their likes and their views, because there's a lot of influencers out there have a bunch of fake followers and fake their likes as well. So you're not going to get much traction. So make sure you're looking out for stuff like that as well. Now we'll go over paid ads. Paid ads is running ads on platforms like Meta and TikTok to reach new customers and scale faster. Um, we're not going to go over TikTok too much because nobody really uses TikTok for ads. I'm not saying it can't work. I don't want to get bashed and they go, oh, I fucking use TikTok, blah blah blah. Listen, if TikTok works for you, go for it. All right. We're mainly gonna go over meta ads. So what meta ads is I'm sure you guys all know. It's basically those ads that you see on Instagram, where it's like buy this or shop now, stuff like that. That's what you'll be running. So meta ads is a money game though. So the more money you spend, the better results that you're gonna get. Now, I wouldn't suggest this starting up. Uh, it can work starting out. I'm not saying it can't, but in the beginning stages of your brand, the goal is to save as much money as possible until you have enough capital to run ads. So, for example, if you're running about $20 a day on ads, I don't know the math on that, but I think you'd be spending like I think 800 a month on ads if you spent $20 a day. And then you also got to remember $20 a day is like bare minimum threshold. Like that's the least you want to spend, at least from when I've done it. 20 was the bare minimum. You don't want to go under that to get results. So paid ads will help you scale faster in the long run. The good thing about paid ads as well, you do gain a bunch of followers from that as well, because even though there are people that won't buy from your brand when they see the ad, chances are they also will follow you as well. And the more followers that you get is also going to be good for your social proof as well, because would you rather buy from a brand with 200 followers or 2,000 followers, right? even though 2,000 isn't a lot, just as an example, I'd much rather buy from the brand with 2,000 followers, right? Because a 200 follower brand, Instagram brands already have such a bad reputation. Being in that 200, 300, like 2 to 500 follower threshold isn't good. So the trick is you want to get as much followers as quickly as possible. Legit followers, right? Don't pay for followers. Don't buy followers. None of that bullshit. Okay, get them organically because people will see through the bullshit. All right. When I'm buying clothes on Instagram, I look through the brands. All right, these followers are legit. All right, because a lot of people like to scam and lie and buy followers. So paid ads. Now I won't go too much in how to run ads and all that bullshit, but I'm sure you guys got the idea of ads. It's just basically putting a creative or picture or video, running it as an ad and publishing it, and the whatever you're running as an ad. Like if you're running a shirt as an ad, they'll see that ad, click shop now, and buy. I won't go too much into that. I'll make videos later on, kind of getting in depth into the ads, but we won't go too much into that right now. Pop up shops. So, temporary in person events where customers can see, try on, and buy products while experiencing the brand in real life. Now, pop up shops are this is kind of like end game stuff, right? You're probably not going to do a pop up shop your first drop. Um, that would be kind of dumb. Now, I'm sure you see a lot of the big brands go to like events and stuff where like there's like a bunch of brands together and they're all, showing off their stuff, things like that. This is kind of more end game. I kind of wouldn't recommend this. I also think it's kind of a waste of time unless you already have a huge following and you just want to do more. Um, yeah, this is just something you want to do at the very end and not worry about this too much. So I won't even really go over that much, but essentially what it is just getting a bunch of your product, setting up shop somewhere in public, saying, "Hey, you want to buy my stuff? Go over it." Blah blah blah. All right, I wouldn't really focus on that too much. Not saying it doesn't work, but it's just not really it's not that good in my opinion unless once again you already have a following and people know where you're at and want to come actually see you in person. Now we have organic content. This is the one that is the best one, right? And the reason why I say that is because it's free. You can post as many times as you want, do as much as you want. If you want to post 5 times a day, 10 times a day, once a day, it's completely up to you and it's all free. So organic content is posting content consistently on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube to grow attention naturally without paying for reach. Exactly what I said. You can post as much as you want on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and you don't have to pay a single dollar for that. That is what you're going to want to do in the very beginning, right? So, for example, um, it's all different for everybody, but how many times a day you want to post. I try and get in at least two TikToks a day. Um, yeah, two TikToks a day. Uh, Kind of just doing like flat lays and trying on the product as well. Now, obviously, there's a bunch of different things that you can do. It's completely up to you how you want to post different videos and stuff like that. But those are the main things that I do, are just flat lays and trying on different like outfits and stuff with my product. So number four is definitely the one you're going to want to rely on the most in the beginning because once again, it's free, right? You can't beat free. So organic content, if I were you, I would post no less than 2 times a day, right? Post on TikTok, post on Instagram, start a YouTube channel, also talking about your brand, trying to really make everybody see you, right? Because that's the goal. You want everybody to see you. And then here's how four plays into two, right? If you have more following, you have a lot more attention, and you're kind of popping on social media. That's when you want to kind of switch over to paid ads. Now, I'm not saying you can't run paid ads first. You still can, but I'm just saying if your organic side is strong, paid ads is also going to be strong. For example, if you run and like if you post a video and that video got 50,000 views on Instagram or Reels, whatever the fuck, whichever, right? You'd want to run that reel that blew up as an ad. Reason is because if the video that you posted blew up and you run it as an ad, that's when the cash comes in. All right. Because if the reel did well organically, chances are it's going to do well paid. So that's why I'm saying organic is one of the best ones. Organic and paid ads are it's like bread and butter. All right. You got to do them both. Now we'll go over email and SMS marketing as well. So using emails and text messages to keep customers updated on drops, sales, and promotions while building customer loyalty. So, what email and SMS marketing is? There's apps called Klaviyo. There's Postscripts. I don't really know any other ones. I kind of just use Klaviyo. So what that does is, I'm sure when you've went on different clothing websites, you've seen the pop up. Put your email in to get 10% off. Put your phone number in to get 10% off. Things like that. That's email and SMS marketing. So once you put your phone number in or put your email in, you've now subscribed to that brand. So you've agreed to now get updates from that brand, whether they text you every day, every week, every month, whatever the brand decides. What the text messages basically consist of, or well, that also would depend on the brand. They can drop different codes. You can also get early access. Um, you can also get free things from the brand. That things that I've seen before. Some people give out like the first five will get refunded, things like that, right? How you want to get people in your SMS marketing is kind of give out deals, like things like if you join the SMS, you'll get 10% off your first order. If you join the SMS, first five people get their order refunded. If you join the SMS, what's it called? You get early access to the drop, right? Things like that. Like it says right here, drop sales and promotions. You want to give people reason to join the SMS. The more people in your SMS, the better. Because what that does is if you have 100 people in your SMS list, once you drop, now you have 100 potential buyers compared to, now you have to post TikToks and uh, the people that are seeing the TikToks aren't as strong, to buy compared to the people that have joined your SMS. They've seen your brand, they like your brand, and you're also giving them discounts and promotions. So once you send the message, hey, we're live, blah blah blah, use code whatever to get 10% off your order, chances are they're probably going to buy it because they've already seen your brand, they liked your brand, and they liked enough to join the SMS. So you send out 100 text messages through the SMS, probably get a couple sales, right? So now we have community building. So creating a loyal audience around the brand through interaction, exclusivity, storytelling, and consistent engagement. So this kind of is also end game as well. So I'm not sure if you've seen the inner circles on Instagram that people join. You can kind of have something like that, but chances are people aren't going to join that much if you don't have that much followers. So what you can do in the community building is kind of for example, you can do something like show off even like different mock-ups, like, hey guy, this is what I'm working on. Let me know your feedback. So you're kind of interacting with the people that see your brand, right? Once again, this is kind of end game because if you have about 50 followers, 100 followers, nobody's going to join that inner circle. You also can do Discord as well. I personally haven't done this, so I don't know too much about it. Once again, this is all end game stuff, and I'm not where I want to be yet, so I don't really have a community where I'm doing that stuff. This is kind of like 5,000 follower up threshold, but there's Discords as well that you can make. Kind of the same thing as the Instagram inner circle, just kind of showing off like mock-ups, being engaged with the people that like your brand, tell stories, just engaging with everybody, treating them as like family, things like that. So you're kind of nurturing them into buying more of your product. All right. So, like I said, kind of end game stuff. You kind of won't be doing this until you're up there. So, yeah, like I said, these are all the different ways to market: influencer marketing, paid ads, pop up shops, organic, email and SMS, and community building. The main ones I want you guys to focus on is influencer marketing, organic content, email and SMS, and paid ads. So if you guys are ordering bulk, you want to make sure you're gonna lose money on your first drop. All right. Do not expect to make money your first drop. The goal is to have as many eyes on your product as possible. So even if you gotta send you buy 30 shirts and you gotta send out 20 to influencers, fuck it. Let's do it. We sending out 20, right? Because you wanna those people are the ones with the followers, right? So if you have, 100 followers and there's a bunch of influencers, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 followers, fuck it, bro. Just send it to them. They want it for free, just send it to them. Even text them, hey, this is my clothing brand, blah, blah, blah. Can I send you this and you promote it? Should you pay for influencer marketing? Uh, Honestly, probably not, because they're getting free clothes out of it. Honestly, I haven't paid. There's some people that I would pay for. Like, there's some people with like 40,000, 50,000 followers. They want like a free shirt and they want like $100 on top of it. I mean, that's up to you. There's some I would pay for, but you don't really have to pay for them because most of them are doing it for free anyway. So if somebody's charging and they kind of have like less than 5,000 followers, we're not doing it. So influencer marketing, organic, that's just being consistent on TikTok and Instagram. And also, if you want to make a YouTube page as well, you can do that. But main two is just TikTok and Instagram and email and SMS marketing. So you want to get as many people in your email and SMS list as possible, just so you have those people nurtured in and ready to buy. So yeah, those are the main ones. If there's anything else you want me to go over, just let me know in the comments below.